Konnichiwa! Yeah! It's your Sly Foxy here, Koharu F. Aiki. Today I'll be rating all of my embarrassing moments in my life for this year, from most embarrassing to meh. It's not embarrassing enough. Yeah, I am that crazy. So, let us start now. FYI, please don't bother with my voice. My voice is quite dry now because I've been screaming a lot during this day. So, please don't mind me. Thank you very much. For our first choice, we have here pretended to get possessed during class hour. You know, we all had those experiences where we pretended to get possessed during class hour, and unfortunately, I was one of them. So, I would say this would be, why the hell did I just do that? Well, story time. I was back at, I think it was like I think it was second grade or something. I was back at elementary, and we are at the back row because we are the girls at the back. Hooray! So it's middle of the class hour. My teacher is teaching like a normal teacher. Students in the front row always listens. In the middle class, they're eating. Middle row, they're eating and all. And the back row, which I'm in, we are gossiping about something. I don't know, we're just telling stories about stuff. Then, my stupid ass bitch, my brain cells was like, hey, what if you pretend to get possessed during class hour? So I did. In the middle of class hour. I was sitting at the back row seats, and I was with my friends, they're chatting, yada yada, and I was sitting there still, complete still, and my friends are like, hey, Koharu, are you okay? And I just look at them like they are some person I don't know that's talking shit and all. Then, moments later, I decided that I should execute the act. Middle of the class hour. I was sitting there, and then I started whispering gibberish things like then I was sitting, and then my friends, they were like, what is happening to her? And I still talked gibberish random things. And my friends looked concerned. Well, I couldn't blame them, because if I was there, in my present self, I would also get concerned about why is this girl doing a freaking ritual in a freaking class hour. Okay, so I was continuing whispering, then I started to pretend to cry. I was like, oh my god. Then my friends was like panicking because they would get scolded at by the teacher saying that they made me cry. So like they were trying to hush me, saying, hey Koharu, what's happened? Why are you okay? Why are you crying? All that stupid things. And then I started to pretend to get mad at them. I was saying random things, you know? I was getting mad at them for acting. And then I was laughing. Honestly though, I didn't know why I did that. But I did. Then, the teacher noticed us. Bro, oh my god. Teacher was looking, and she was like, hey, what happened to Koharu? Then, I stood still. Then, I pretended to have a freaking seizure in my chair. Yes, I pretended to have a seizure. Then, my teacher was panicking, Everyone was panicking. Students say, call the priest, call the doctor. And Koharu is there. What's happened to her? She's possessed or something like that. My teacher went out of the classroom. I was still pretending to have a seizure. The teacher walked in with other two teachers. They were like, hey, Koharu, are you okay? And I pretended to fall asleep. I pretended to pass out. And yeah, I felt myself getting carried and feeling that I was at the clinic. Because FYI, the clinic there, they have air conditioner. And my classroom only has ceiling fans. So, they took me in. Then they let me fall asleep. I actually fall asleep though. Yeah, I actually fell asleep there. Then I woke up. The nurse asked me some questions like, what happened? What actually happened? All that, yada, yada, yada. I said, I don't remember what happened even though I fucking remember what happened. I lied. For the sake of clout, I guess. The nurse luckily didn't tell my parents about it because I swear they would think a demon is possessing me, even though it's just my funny act, my silly act, because this 9-year-old self, this 7-year-old self, it was like, why? Let's do it. You know, nothing bad would go wrong if we try, right? No. Bad things happen, boy. Bad things. But luckily that possessed thing was forgotten the next day. Though they still ask questions like, what happened? What actually happened? Why did you get possessed and all? I just told them random lies. I said, I don't remember what happened. The only thing I remember is I was trapped in a cage, a black cage, and darkness is around me and all. I am sounding like a freaking Alpha Sigma saying, you will never see my dark side. Anyways, next one. We're moving to the next one. Singing a My Little Pony song in my classroom. Soil, eat me up. Bro, the most embarrassing thing that happened to me. I did it freaking grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. I never learned my lesson, you know? So, story time. I would just tell you how it started. I don't want to tell the rest. It's quite embarrassing. But this story is actually the same from grade 1, grade 2. So, I would just make a summary of it. So, I was in the classroom. Teacher went out because she was talking to someone, and she was making us copy notes. Well, of course, we are just kids, so kids would be like, hey, mama, they would be running around, they would be playing games, they would be playing, I don't know, fucking chessboard something, and some would be even gossiping about each other. And I was in the back row once again, and I was pretending to be one of those My Little Pony main characters. So anyways, I was at the back row. I was copying notes and all. I was humming those MLP songs. Then I suddenly got funny, and I thought, hey, why don't we pretend to be a fucking My Little Pony here? Let's pretend to be Twilight Sparkle and run around the classroom singing how we should be the crown princess of this classroom, you know? So I did. I stood up, singing out loud. Students look at me like I'm a fucking weirdo. I would also think I'm a fucking weirdo that time. So, I stood up, started singing out loud. I stood up the chair that I was singing on. I was singing out loud. Fuck. I went in front of the classroom singing how a Twilight Sparkle should be the crown princess and all. They were watching me, and I don't remember what they looked like while watching me, but I am sure they're fucking judging me because I myself would too. So, teacher stopped talking to the other teacher, walked inside the classroom. I was still singing. And I saw the teacher. I hurriedly went back to my seat. Yes, I don't know what goes on my mind when I was young. But I hate it, you know. It's so embarrassing. But, it's the past and we should forget about it. Next one. Giving love letters to my ex-crush, only to find out they're throwing it away. It didn't slap me too much. Well, I would say that people who has a crush and finds out the love letters they're giving was thrown away by their crush would be so embarrassing and so hurting. Well, it didn't slap me a lot. I mean, okay, it is quite hurting, it's quite saddening, but I don't really care. So, story time. I have this crush back at middle school. He was actually quite kind, and he's also soft spoken. So like it made me have a crush on him. Then one day I decided to give him love letters and all that, yada yada, confessing my feelings to him, and I was like, "How are you? Hey, hello. I just want to say that I hope you have a good day and all." Then I would give it to him personally. Those Japanese. Know those Japanese movies where the girl always gives their love letters to their crush? I do that as well. I don't know how brave I was. Well, I would be proud of myself because no one, actually, I don't know if there's anyone I know that gives their love letters to their crushes personally, but I'm so brave at that moment. So, anyways, I gave it to him every single lunch break. Monday to Friday, I always give some to him. And then, I don't know, he might read it, he might not. I don't know. But, it's the effort that counts. So, there's this one moment, I finally uncrushed him. I say, I think I don't like him anymore. I would just uncrush him and all. My friend, who is also his classmate, she told me something that my crush's friend told my friend. She was like, this, your crush's friend told me that he was throwing away your love letters and all. I was like, oh, okay, funny. That's quite funny. It didn't actually slap me a lot, but I did say it quite hurt, because you're quite putting efforts there. But it's not that bad. It's also quite embarrassing, but it's not that embarrassing. You know what I mean. Okay, next one. Dancing a K-pop song in front of my teacher. Would say it didn't slap me a lot. Yeah, it didn't. Well, it might be embarrassing for some, but for me, it is quite embarrassing, but it didn't slap me too much to be that embarrassing. So story time. I was still in middle school at this moment, and I'm a huge fan of K-pop that time. And me and my friend would always practice those, those K-pop choreographies. We would always practice them during class. And it happened to be this one moment where my teacher let us have free time. He made us watch a movie about something. I don't know what it is, but it is not related to his subject. So it's just free time because people can my classmates can use their phones. My friends could gossip. My friends could watch the movie, whatever and all. And my friend, we were casually learning hand movements from the K-pop choreography, and we decided why not try it with the footwork. So we stood up and we started dancing. So, anyways, it's not quite embarrassing, But here's the catch. Our seats is close to the door where we can leave the classroom. And my teacher was in that door. He was like leaning against the door frame. And we are recklessly dancing. My friend said our teacher actually saw it. He didn't have any reaction. He was like just watching. Like, I'm sure this guy is like judging us, but I can't blame him. I would also judge someone if someone dances a freaking K-pop dance in front of me. But I'm just too reckless that moment. Hey. Next one. Using my underwear as a hat. Why the hell did I do that? I don't really know what goes into my my child inner mind. Because why the hell would you use your underwear as a hat? So, story time. This story was told by my family, my aunt. It's quite embarrassing the most. For me, of course, because they still have a picture of it. And I don't know where the hell is it. Their account got locked, and it might be somewhere over there that some people can see. I hope they don't. So, when I was like, I forgot what age I was, but I'm sure it was like I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 or something. But I was like, I think I was like playing around and all that, yada yada, doing things, playing around. And then I happened to see my underwear on a chair. Then I don't know what happened. I randomly put it on my head. I placed it on my head, and then I was running around with it. I was sitting down with it. My parents saw it. They were laughing at me and even took a picture of it. No, it's the most embarrassing thing. They might have posted as well. I don't know, and I don't want to know. Because as long as I don't see that picture, I will be fine. I won't be mentally unstable and all. It's a short story, because I don't have quite the details of how it happened, because I kind of forgotten how it happened. That's just a normal life, and yeah. Next one. asking my friend's ex-crush his first impression on her. Yeah, I might do it again. No, no, no. You know, I'm a number one supporters of my friend and their crushes and all. I would make the most plans of it. And they wouldn't mind. I think they wouldn't mind, but I wouldn't mind because I like shipping my friends with their crushes and all. So story time. My friend happened to have this crush on her seatmate, and then I shipped them all like, ooh wee, ship you guys and all that. Then I decided that what if I make a move for them because there's no quite progress on them. It was like it was like it's quite hard to explain. It's really complicated between the both of them. So I decided I should help them. My friend was like saying like, no, you shouldn't at first, but I insisted, so in the end I still won. Then that moment we planned to create a like an that interview kind of thing. Like you would interview someone and get their answers and all. So we did that as well. We decided to create a interview. Like we would approach, like no, actually not we, but I will approach this guy and say, hey, what's your first? This is just an interview. What's your first impression on your seatmate? So we executed the plan. It was lunch break. My friend is at the bathroom. I was going to move. I went over to that guy. He was with his friends and all. And I approached him whatsoever. I don't know how much of a brave person I am. You know, this guy has literally a whole circle of friends with him, and I still approached him. Only me. I am the only one who approached him. I don't have anyone with. I approached him. I was like, hey, can I interview for you for a second? What's your first impression on your seatmate? And like he said, like, oh, he's fun. She's fun to be with. And then I don't know. My friend was the most embarrassed than me. She was like, why did you do that? You are so embarrassing and all that. And I was like, okay, but it's fine. Yeah. I might do it again, because that's how life works, hon. Anyway, so, next one. Respectful people. Seeing me slip on wet floor. It is, but it is actually not that bad. No, don't think that I'm some of a masochist or something. But those respectful people don't know me, so it's not that bad. Well, it's not that they are the most respectful person, like they work for the government, they are a mayor, they are congresswomen. No, they're not all that. It's just that they are the teachers from my school. And I would call them respectful teachers, respectful people, because they should get respected. So story time. I was really late to class, and I was running down the hallway and all that. Okay, I was running and all because I'm late. I woke up late, and I don't have a choice whatsoever. So I ran. I saw a few uh, I saw a few teachers walking by, and I greeted them like a normal student I am. Then they greeted me back, continued to run. Then I saw, no, actually I didn't saw it because I was focused on running that I didn't realize that I am on a wet floor. I made a single step and boom, I fell to the ground. It was quite embarrassing though, actually, because but it is not that bad because the teachers didn't laugh at me at all. They were quite concerned. They said, "Oh, are you okay?" and all that. They were quite concerned of me because I freaking fell on my face. You know, like straight up fell. Everything on my front fell. Everything on my front hit that floor. So, it did hurt, but it didn't do much of a pain to me because I was worried to be late. Teachers walked in, helped me stood up, and they were like, "Hey, are you okay?" and all that. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay." I was like reassuring them and all. And yeah, I would say it's not that bad because they didn't make fun of me. Yeah, that's a short story. Next one. Slipped on the floor while chasing my friend. Didn't slap me a lot. Well, as long as I'm with my friend, it didn't slap me hard. Because story time, I was at middle school again, and we had morning classes that starts at 6 a.m. and we were at school at 5:30 a.m. So I have my circle of friends, and we were goofing around the classroom. Since no one was there, we were the first person to be at the classroom, and we were running around and all. We made fun. We are goofing around, and we were having fun. Then my friend was teasing me about something that I don't remember what it is. Then I started to chase her. Then I don't know. I was wearing my sneakers at that time, and I was running. You know, my sneakers actually has it's quite slippery. You know that, like it's not that stable. It's quite slippery, and the floor is also slippery because it's floor waxed. It was cleaned moments ago. No, actually, it was cleaned a week ago, and then it was like with pure floor wax and all that. So it's also quite slippery. So I was running with my friend, and I made a step, and whoosh! I fell onto the ground. Luckily, though, no one was there to see what kind of an embarrassment I did. Only my friends, and they were laughing and they like, "Oh my god!" Blah, blah, blah." And I was laughing along because I'm that mentally unstable. I was laughing. It did hurt, but I laughed. I pretended to laugh because I want to pretend that I am strong, and I don't want to show that I'm embarrassed. Well, luckily though, no one was there. It was just me and my friends, and honestly, it's quite fun. I don't want to do it again though. I don't want to fall onto the ground. I don't want to slip. Though I quite slip at times because I'm very stupid at running. Anyways, next one. Laughing the fuck out loud when I'm with my friends. I might do it again. Actually, I always do it, so it's nothing new to me. So it's not a story time, it's basically it always happens. Like, those kind of introverts where when they're alone, they would be like the most quietest person you've ever met, that they're like an NPC. That's how of a person I am when I'm on public. That whenever someone talks to me, I would talk back and then I would stay quiet. And then if they talk to me again, I would talk back and stay quiet. The cycle continues. And whenever I'm with my friends, I would be the most loudest person human on earth. That I basically break the human ears. That's how loud I am. I would be louder than the speaker itself. So, every time I'm with my friends on public, whether it's at the mall, whether it's at the park, whether it's anywhere, I would laugh out loud like I'm getting tickled. Like a whale getting tickled. Like an animal getting tickled. I would laugh out loud. My friends were kind of embarrassed by it, but I did not care. I would only care about it when I'm alone, and I would reflect on my own actions, and then I would remember it, and I would not be able to sleep at all. I would just like look at the corner, sit down, and stare at a random corner, and then I would like, why am I like that? Well, I still couldn't blame myself because it's just like a self instinct that whenever I'm with my friends, I would be so loud. But I couldn't blame myself either because I would always stay that loud tone inside of me and get quiet and all, that I couldn't release that. And then when I'm with my friends, I can finally burst that emotions, those actions, those all. And yeah, I would be the most careless things in the world. That's how life goes, man. That's how life goes. Anyway, next up, gotcha face. Wow. It is, but it is not actually not that bad. So, we all had this gotcha face where we would all be at we would do gacha things, gacha life movies and all that. Cause back in 2021, gacha life is pretty famous for everyone. And I happen to be one of those people who's obsessed with gacha lives. And I created this YouTube channel, and I forgot the name of it, and I don't even want to spoil what the name of it was, but I created that YouTube channel for gacha life. I would create like gacha life movies, gacha life music videos, but it didn't blow up that much because I was just doing it for fun, and I basically don't know how to do content creation yet. So like I would just like do gacha life for fun. Mind you, my phone is outdated, and then my phone would always be on full storage because you have to screenshot all those moves because have to screenshot it so that you can connect to all of it and pretend and make your gacha life character pretend to be walking, running, or anything. So basically my my phone my phone would be so full storage that I have to basically delete every photos that I screenshotted after I finished the editing. Well, my editing is quite bad, so it didn't look too good. But we cannot blame ourselves because it's actually my first time also, and I didn't have that quite skills when I was young, so I couldn't blame me either. Next one. Cursing at a church. Why the hell did I do that? Story time! I would explain myself, don't even. So, I was back at, I don't know, middle school or something. I forgot, but I think it was still in elementary school. And I was at church and I was talking to someone. I was talking to him. Then, like, said, I hope, I think it was, I think it was someone that I had mutual feelings with because we both like each other at the moment. Then you know those things where where you create your fake dump accounts so that you cannot hard launch it and like pretend that that dump account was your boyfriend's account or something. I did that. So I posted on my main account that, hey, I look, my suitor here. Suitor? Nah, that's just me. That's just fucking me. I was like saying, oh, my suitor here gave me flowers, and I posted our conversations, and then like this guy saw it, and then he said, I hope you, I am so happy for you both. I hope you guys have a good life. And randomly, my instinct said, fuck. I cursed. My friend, I have a friend, my friend was looking at me in shock. He was like, hey, you're at the church, why did you curse? And I was like, oh, sorry. Ah, nah, it's quite the contrary. I don't know. I felt like a devil at that moment, but I couldn't blame me. But I can still blame me, but I can't blame me all that much. But it is quite bad. Couldn't. After that, I said, sorry, Lord, I forgot I was at church. Won't do it again. I was like saying my sorries, and life ends. That's how it ends. Okay, next up, how I thought I was walking with my granny at the mall. Yeah, it didn't slap me too much, because I was basically so young at this point. Story time, I was with my grandma, and we were walking and all that. We were doing all this, and you know, I always walk on with my granny, and I would always hold her hand or her arms so that I won't get lost at these public places. And she's also holding me whenever I'm not holding her. So we're at the mall talking about that and buying all that, and she was buying me toys and all that. Then we were at some waiting area, and I saw someone walking past by. It was someone, I don't know, but her back is so similar to my grandma. So I was like, I held her arms because I thought she was leaving me and all. Then she looked at me, she looked down at me. She looked confused as hell. And then I looked at her and realized, hey, that's not my grandma. Then I suddenly felt someone pull me from behind. It was my grandma, my actual grandma, saying, why am I going with other strangers? And then she was like laughing, and I told her, oh, I thought that was you because her back is also like yours. So I thought you were her, and then she was like laughing because of how stupid I was. I would say it was quite cute that happened, but Yeah, that's how it happened. So, last but not the least, my posts on my old fucking Facebook account. Why the hell did I do that? You know, back in 2021, back at COVID days, um, people are so obsessed with social media. And I as well is also obsessed with it because no self-isolation, no no connection to the outside world, and you cannot go outside without wearing face mask. It was very stressful, so you have to isolate yourself, and in order to find a connection to the outside world, you have to make an online friends. So I did just that by accident, of course, because I was just randomly playing Minecraft, and then there's this one girl I made friends with who is also from my country, which is from the Philippines. Was with her, and then she was like, "Oh, you." She made a sign, and she said, "Oh, you should add me on Facebook." And I was like, "Oh, sure, sure, sure." So that's where I made my first friend. We would play those those Krusty Krab things that I forgot the name. I think it was a Night Slasher or something. But yeah, we played those and all that, and then I got added into a group chat that she was in, and I started making friends there. I learned how they post on Facebook, and then I also did that. You know, my Facebook account was full of gacha life. It was all gacha and sad girls. You know, I screenshot it, but I don't even crop it. And I just straight up use it as my profile picture, like, oh, this is okay, I would post it as my profile picture. I would post it, and when you see my account, you would fucking see that my profile picture still have those home tabs, those Google Homes, and those Messenger pop heads on the side, and the profile picture itself is a sad girl, you know, that smiley face mask, and then you would see someone behind the mask crying, and it was all black and white. It was cringy as fuck. It was cringy. If I had a choice, if I didn't forgot what my password was, what the password of that Facebook account was, I would have deactivated that account. I would delete everything. I would I would relate all of my posts and all my profile pictures and all that, because that's how embarrassing it is. You know, my nickname there is also Nobody. What? Nobody? What are you doing? I feel like I'm a total cloud chaser when I was young. It was quite embarrassing. But still, it still happens because you're growing, and as a child you would need lots of attention and care, and you would become a cloud chaser by accident, or become an attention seeker by accident, because you also want to be seen, and that's normal on your childhood. So these these things, these childhood memories I remembered, that is the most embarrassing. Some, it's quite funny, it was quite cringy, it was so embarrassing, and some is like quite concerning, you know, because I couldn't believe that I'd be that embarrassing. But I couldn't blame myself. This is how I'm raised. This is how I am. This is my personality. So, in the end, no one can blame me at all. because that's how life works. Anyways, that's all for today. I'm very ippy. I'm very sleepy. I want to sleep. And I'm freaking hungry. But I want to sleep. And I guess that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And I hope you guys would follow me. Subscribe to my channel, please, Spookies. And please follow me on other social media accounts as well. That is linked in my bio. No, actually not my bio, but my bio on my profile. That's all. And congratulations to me. I have 16 followers now. And might grow too. Might grow again. Thank you guys for your support. I might also reveal my fandom name once we reach 30 subscribers. That's how great I am. But I actually placed my fandom name on my bio on Twitter. If you want to see that, just go check my account there. And I guess that will be all for today. Bye, Kitsumarus. Have a great day. Toot 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 toot.